There are many scary challenges and trends that you should stop doing. Many people think nothing of these trends, but they actually have a much darker meaning behind them. Please make sure to like and subscribe for safety. Now, the Gauntlet Challenge has to be one of the most disturbing challenges ever. This challenge forces you to sit through a lot of horrible things and watch them unfold. A lot of people who completed the challenge were mentally scarred because of what they saw.
Challenges that are very dangerous. Part 1. The Gauntlet Challenge. Back in 2018, a really popular challenge called the Gauntlet Challenge was going around. However, it was very disturbing. The challenge was to watch 20 really disturbing videos, which showed animal cruelty, killing, 𝘂𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗯𝗿 and other more. Most people couldn't even make it past the first 5 videos because it was too hard to watch. Even if you managed to finish all 20 videos, you complete the challenge, but it's not worth it. Cause you can't never forget what you saw, and it could have a lasting impact on you. So stay safe.
I honestly don't understand why people would choose to do this to themselves for no reason. It doesn't really make sense, but I'm telling you to never try it because it can seriously damage your brain. This is also incredibly dangerous for your mental health, so I strongly advise you to stay away from it. Now, the next challenge we're talking about is the penny challenge. It's another harmful trend that, if successful, can give you an electric shock or even kill you. This trend is super dangerous, so let's watch a video about it.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT 12. The Penny Challenge. The Penny Challenge first went viral in 2020, but came back in 2021, December, when Amazon Alexa told a 10-year-old to try the challenge. In this challenge, you would plug a charger halfway into an outlet and then drop a penny between the prongs. Often it results in a person getting electric shock, starting fires or causing lifelong injuries, maybe even death. Not only wasting a fireman's time, it would also damage the charger and the outlet.
I find it so odd.
It's crazy how the Amazon Alexa actually told the person to do the trend. Normally, in these situations, the device would warn you not to do it, but thankfully, I don't think the girl died or anything. However, the risk is still really high. Sadly, I came across another TikTok about a similar dangerous trend, so let's take a look at it.
Let's discuss about
the penny challenge.
In this challenge, all you do is put the penny between a phone charger that was plugged in halfway. When people did this, they expected a little shock, but something bad happened for some people. When you attempt this, the house will catch on fire, and sometimes the fire even spreads in the neighbor's apartment. It is said that the guy from Sweden got paralyzed from doing this challenge, and the man ended up in the hospital but barely survived. I highly recommend not to attempt this trend.
So, as we can see, this trend can not only hurt you, but it can also burn your house down. That's why it's strongly recommended to never participate in it. Now, this next trend, called the 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗰𝗿, isn't as dangerous as the others. In fact, I think it was just a made-up creepypasta meant to scare kids. I don't know too much about this trend, but it involves writing a number on your wrist.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT 3. 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗯𝗿. This trend was when people would write the number 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝘀𝗯𝗿 on their wrist and go to sleep. Then it's told you can get stuck in your dream, or a parallel universe forever, which means if you die in your dream, you're D3 at in real life too. Apparently, there is a 50-50 chance of surviving. People aren't sure how this worked, but according to the Urban Dictionary, the number is 𝗀𝘂𝗯𝗀𝗃 number.
I think this trend really comes down to belief, but I can assure you that 99.9% of the time, you won't die from writing a number on your wrist. However, I did see a TikTok of someone who apparently survived the trend. Let's check it out.
Story time on how did I survive waking up after trying this trend. Back in 2022, there was this trend going on where you write this number thing on your wrist, then you go to sleep, then you'll be stuck in your dream and never wake up again. I didn't believe any of this, so I was like, I need to try this and see if it works or not. I was stuck in a Squid Game backrooms. Back then, I was a huge fan of Squid Game, and since I'm a shifter and a lucid dreamer, I was like, why not try to play Squid Game in my dreams? Maybe that makes so much sense why I was stuck in a Squid Game backrooms. Not because the number I wrote on my wrist before I went to sleep. However, I was still stuck in that place and I couldn't get out, to the point I felt like more than 5 hours have passed and I'm still in that place. But then I got up the stairs and finally I found the door that I opened, and then I woke up.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm in her head or anything, but that just sounds really fake. In conclusion, I would definitely advise against doing this trend, simply because it sounds a bit silly, but it won't do any harm to you. Now, this next trend isn't talked about enough, but it's actually really dangerous. The cinnamon challenge is where you inhale cinnamon for about 60 seconds. While it may seem like a funny internet joke, it's actually extremely dangerous. There have been many cases where people choke on the cinnamon because it's so dry, and some even end up in the hospital. This trend is no joke, and in some cases, it can actually kill you. Here's a video of someone attempting this challenge. Watch it here. So, as you can see, it's incredibly dangerous because the cinnamon coats your throat, making it hard to breathe. I don't think I even need to explain why that's a huge problem. In conclusion, just don't do this trend for your own safety. Now, this last challenge is called the Blue Whale Challenge, and it's gotta be the most disturbing one of all. I'm not sure if it's real or not, but a man would give you a series of challenges that seem innocent at first, but then they gradually become really creepy. So creepy, in fact, that if you don't do what he says, he'll show up at your house and do it himself. Here's a video to give you more clarity on the situation.
Trends that should have never been trends. PT2, the Blue Whale Challenge. This game originated in Russia, 2016. How it worked was a stranger with this PFP. A man disturbingly dressed up as Goofy would message you asking if you want to play a game. If you said yes, the stranger would give you a series of challenges. Harmless at first, but then they would ask you to hurt yourself. Eventually, they would ask you to end your life. And if you refused, they would find where you live and do it themselves.
Now that just sounds really creepy, and I think the best way to avoid it is to simply never talk to strangers. Thankfully, things like safety protocols have made this challenge harder to pull off, causing it to die out. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for good luck. Comment challenge if you made it to the end.